Good morning to everyone. This is the sum in front of your screen, which we will do now. Let me read the question. Calculate proprietary ratio, debt equity ratio, and capital gearing ratio from the following. So from the following information, what is given, we have to find out three balance sheet ratios: proprietary ratio, which will give us an information about how much proprietors fund, shareholders fund is invested in total asset. That information we will get. And then after that we have debt equity ratio, that will give us the information about the debt and equity, that is borrowed fund and shareholders fund. What is the relationship between debt fund and equity fund? That information we will get. And lastly, we have capital gearing ratio, returns to gear, increase the return, how much maximum return we can give to our equity shareholders, fixed income bearing security divided by non-fixed income bearing security. That is the formula. We have already done a sum where we have calculated all the three ratios earlier. Now with the given information, we will be calculating these ratios. What is that? 10% debentures is there, 2 lakh. Then what is given? Equity share capital 3 lakh. And then we have 6% preference share capital 2 lakh. Then we have general reserve. Then we have general reserve, which is 2 lakh again. Then they have directly given us the total asset 12 lakh. Total asset is directly given 12 lakh. So with this information, let us first calculate what is asked first. It is proprietary ratio. Proprietary ratio. What is the formula for proprietary ratio? It is proprietors fund, which is also called as shareholders fund, divided by total assets. And this is a percentage ratio. So we will multiply by 100. So now what is shareholders fund? For shareholders fund, what do we require? For shareholders fund, we require share capital, which is equity plus preference share. Then we require reserves and surplus, because shareholders have the right on their capital plus the savings of the business, that is reserves. And then we less what is known as losses and fictitious assets. So in the question, under share capital, now with that information, under share capital, we have equity share capital plus preference share capital, which is 6% preference share capital. Preference share capital. And we have in the reserves, we have general reserve. There is no fictitious asset. There is no fictitious asset. So let us leave it like this. Let us substitute with the amount. Equity share capital is 3 lakhs. Preference share capital is 2 lakhs. General reserve also is 2 lakhs. So we are getting the shareholders fund equal to 7 lakhs, correct? 3 lakh plus 2 lakh plus 2 lakh. And total asset is already given in the question. So let us substitute the formula. Shareholders fund is, now let us substitute this formula. Let us substitute with this formula. So I'm writing the formula again. And shareholders fund we got is 7 lakh. Total asset is given in the question 12 lakhs into 100. Tell me how much is the percentage of proprietary ratio? Proprietary ratio percentage कितना आ रहा है? calculate it 7 lakh divide by 12 lakh into 100, it is coming 58.33%. This is what they have asked us to prepare. Proprietary ratio we have prepared. And according to standard ratio, it is 65%, and this is little less than the standard. So when they say that actual ratio close to standard, it is little less, means almost closed. So then it is that good long-term solvency position is there. There is a balance, quite a balance between loan fund and borrowed fund. So then here, what we can do, let us now go to the next ratio, what they have asked us to prepare. They have asked us to calculate debt equity ratio. So this gives the relationship between borrowed fund and owned fund or shareholders. What is the formula for this? Formula is borrowed fund. I can write here itself. Formula is debt means borrowed fund. Debt means borrowed fund. That is loan fund. Divide by equity means shareholders fund. Shareholders. This is a pure ratio. So we will show as is to 1. The borrowed fund may what we have? Do we have anything in borrowed fund? Tell me, borrowed fund may kya information hai? Now in the information given, what is the loan fund or the borrowed fund? What is the borrowed fund given? Borrowed fund is equal to debentures. Borrowed fund is equal to 10% debentures, correct? Which is equal to rupees 2 lakh given in the question. Then what else is given? Then we want shareholders fund, that already we have find out in the previous proprietary ratio. It is 7 lakh. So now we can substitute with the formula. Borrowed fund is 2 lakhs and shareholders fund is 7 lakh. Divide karo, you will get what is it? 2 lakh divide by 7 lakh. How much we are getting? 0.29 is to 1. That is what you know, the standard debt equity ratio is 2 is to 1. Standard debt equity ratio is 2 is to 1. That if shareholders fund is 1, borrowed fund, that is debt fund, can be double, then it is a good standard ratio. But here the actual ratio is very lower than the standard ratio. Then they say if the ratio is lower, we say if the actual is lower than the standard, we say a very satisfactory margin, safety margin for the long-term creditors, and there is a more dependence on equity. There is a more dependence on equity. We have a very much higher dependence on shareholders fund because we have taken a very less of borrowing and we are fully maximum dependent on the shareholders fund because these are the sources of fund. Business karne ke liye funds are required and funds are coming from shareholders and we are doing a borrowing. But when we compare, borrowing is very lesser than the amount what we are getting from the owners. Here we will see that owners are very higher. The number of owners is more compared to the creditors. That means that will be a higher division in the profit. Profit will be divided with many number of shareholders. So there is a huge dependence on the shareholders fund. So that is the conclusion what we can come under. Now, like the third what they have asked us to prepare is capital gearing ratio. This helps us to increase the returns to the equity shareholders. So capital gearing ratio is nothing but relationship between fixed income bearing securities and non-fixed income bearing securities. Now what is the formula? Formula is borrowed fund borrowed fund plus preference share capital, borrowed fund plus preference share capital. Here because it is fixed income, borrowed fund में fixed interest होता है, preference share में fixed dividend होता है, divide by shareholders fund, divide by non-fixed income, so shareholders fund minus preference share capital. Above we add preference and below we reduce the preference share capital. So here what we will do, let us, what is the borrowed fund? We already know only debenture is there in the borrowed fund plus preference share capital. Preference share capital is also 2 lakh rupees. So plus kiya, and we know shareholders fund we have already calculated with 7 lakh. इसमें से minus preference share capital we will have to do, and preference share capital is 2 lakh given in the question. So 2 lakh plus 2 lakh is 4 lakh. 2 lakh plus 2 lakh is 4 lakh. And what is the another one? Divide by 7 lakh minus 2 lakh is 5 lakh. So see what you are getting. What is the answer we are getting? See, just see what we are getting the ratio. We are getting 0.8:1. This is the relationship between fixed income bearing and non-fixed income bearing security. With this sum is done. All the 3 ratios we have found out. Now let us come to the next sum in front of your screen again. Let me read the question. Calculate current ratio. So we'll have to calculate current ratio. We will have to calculate liquid ratio. We will have to calculate stock to working capital ratio from the following information. So debtors is given. Debtors is a current asset. Stock is a current asset, but it is not a liquid asset. It is a non-quick asset. Non-liquid, easily cannot be converted into cash. Then we have prepaid expense. Again एक बार expenses हमने एडवांस में पे कर दिया, तो उसको वापस उसका पैसा लेना. अब आपने रेंट एडवांस में पे कर दिया 1 साल का, तो फिर आप बोलते हो दैट मुझे नहीं चाहिए, मुझे ये जगह नहीं चाहिए, मेरा रेंट वापस करो. Then it will be a very tedious procedure. It is not easy once you make the payment to get the payment back. See, if you go to a shop, you suppose you buy one calculator for your accounts calculation work. You go to the shop and then you find out that the calculator is not working properly. Then you go to the shop, you say, I want my money back. What the person will say, you take an other calculator in place of the one you have bought. We will not pay you the cash. He will not say directly like this, but he will convince you to take an other calculator. If you see, if you go, this is the procedure everywhere. Once you make a payment, to get the money back is difficult. They will say you take the same product, but we do once you pay the money, we do not give back the money. You take a different calculator and see whether it is working. So that way, normally, and then if you want your money back, then you will have to land up to a fight. That will be the last resort. So I am telling you, to convert the prepaid expense into cash is a very tedious procedure. Once you make the payment, and then you can take the advantage of the facility, but to get the money back is it's a very tedious procedure. It's not very easy. So that's why it is a non-quick asset. Non-quick asset. Stock, to sell your own stock. You're doing business to sell your stock. एंड स्टॉक को सेल करना इतना इजी नहीं है, नहीं तो हर कोई बिजनेस करता. आप एक चीज का बिजनेस करते हो, आप उसको सेल करते हो, तो उसको सेल करना अगर इतना इजी होता तो एवरीवन विल डू दैट बिजनेस. करेक्ट? देन ऑल ऑफ देम विल डू द बिजनेस. Now here to convert the stock into cash is not very easy. Correct? It is not an easy business. Then everyone will do that business if it is so much easy to sell something to someone. It is not easy, so everyone is not doing business. So see here, stock is a non-quick asset, prepaid expense is a non-quick asset, and like we had discussed, what is a non-quick asset? Stock and prepayments, where includes prepayments include prepaid expense, advance tax, and advance for goods. So all these three we will have to take it to non-quick asset. Other than that, all are current are quick current assets. So debtor is a current asset, stock is a current asset but non-quick, prepaid expense is a current asset but non-quick, bills receivable is a current asset, cash and bank balance is a current asset, creditor is a current liability, provision for tax is a current liability, outstanding expense is a current liability. We have done working capital chapter, so we know what is current asset and what is current liabilities. Now, bank overdraft is only one non-quick liability. Other all are current, quick current liabilities. So now this is the question. First thing what we have to find out is current. First one what we have to find out is current ratio. Short-term solvency position you will come to know here. The formula is current asset divided by current liabilities. Current asset divided by current liabilities. So let us see what all current asset we have. Let us do the working. Current asset may we have debtors, plus we have stock, plus we have prepaid expense, plus we have bills receivable, plus we have cash and bank balance. So all these are total, we will get our current assets. So let us take the total. Debtor is 20,000. Then stock is 50,000. Prepaid is 10,000. Then bills receivable is 30,000 and cash bank balance is 50,000. Take the total of all this. How much you get? 20 plus 50 plus 10 plus 30 plus 50. How much you are getting? Is it coming to 1,60,000? Take the total and see whether this is correct amount. Then we have current liabilities. Under current liabilities, we have creditors. Then we have provision for tax. Then we have outstanding expense. Then we have bank overdraft. So now take the amount, calculate the amount, total amount, 20,000 plus 10,000 plus 10,000 plus 10,000. So how much is this giving total of? How much is this giving total? 20 plus 10 plus 10 plus 10. It is giving us 50,000. Now we can substitute with the formula. Current asset divided by current liabilities. Let us put this formula. Current asset is 1,60,000 and current liability is 50,000. How much are we getting? Find out the current ratio. Divide करके देखो कितना आता है. 1,60,000 divided by 50,000. We get 3:2 divided by 1. 3.2 divided by 1 means current liability say 3.2 times current asset is higher. That means we have a very higher short-term solvency position. Standard ratio is 2:1, but ये standard ratio से काफी higher है हमारा current ratio. We can see that our current ratio is very high. That means we have very good liquidity position, solvency position. High amount of current asset is there in the business. It may also say low turnover or under trading position, but we can see standard से higher position है current ratio का. Now let us move to the next ratio. What they have asked us, liquid ratio. Liquid ratio का formula है quick ratio, quick assets, उसको क्विक रेशियो भी बोलते हैं, डिवाइड बाय क्विक लाइबिलिटीज. क्विक लाइबिलिटीज. सो क्विक रेशियो कैसे निकालेंगे, आई मीन क्विक असेट कैसे निकालेंगे. क्विक असेट के लिए करंट असेट में से हम माइनस करते हैं नॉन क्विक असेट्स. नॉन क्विक असेट्स, तो नॉन क्विक असेट्स में हमारे पास क्वेश्चन में क्या है, we have stock plus prepaid expenses. ये दोनों we will have to minus, then we will get our quick assets. तो total of current asset is 1,60,000. इसमें से माइनस करेंगे stock which is 50,000 and prepaid expenses 10,000. stock और prepaid expense माइनस करना है. So हमें कितना माइनस करना है, stock is 50,000, prepaid expenses 10,000. So ये दो माइनस करना है. So we will be left with 1 lakh. Same way हमें quick liabilities भी चाहिए. Quick liabilities means हमें क्या चाहिए, current liabilities minus bank overdraft. So current liability says how much, go and check, we have already found out 50,000, bank overdraft is 10,000. So what we will do, 50,000 में से we will minus 10,000 bank overdraft. So we will get quick liability as 40,000. Now we'll apply the formula. Quick asset 1 lakh divide by quick liability 40,000. How much we are getting the answer? How much we are getting? 1 lakh divide by 40,000. We are getting 2.5 divide by 1. Sorry, 2 not divide, is 2 1. Now that means standard ratio is 1:1. जितना हमारे पास करंट क्विक लाइबिलिटीज को पे करना चाहिए उतना क्विक असेट्स होना चाहिए. बट वी आर हैविंग far higher quick assets to pay the quick liability, means we are having lot of ideal cash with us for paying the quick liabilities. Next, last one, what they have asked us to prepare is stock to working capital. Stock to working capital ratio. Stock to working capital ratio. The formula here is stock divided by working capital. Stock divided by working capital into 100. Working capital into 100. Stock is given in the question. Now how to find working capital? You have done a chapter on working capital now. Current asset, how do you get the working capital? Current asset minus current liabilities, you get the working capital. This is so easy. So stock की तो सबसे पहले वर्किंग कैपिटल फाइंड करते हैं. करंट असेट कितना है, 1,60,000. करंट असेट इज 1,60,000. करंट लायबिलिटी इज 50,000. So let us find the working capital. 1,60,000 minus 50,000. So we get the working capital as 1,10,000. So now we can substitute the formula. How much is stock? Stock is 50,000. So let us put the formula here. 50,000 divided by working capital, that is 1,10,000 into 100. So how much is the percentage? Let us find out. 50,000 divided by 1,10,000 into 100. It is 45.45%. हमारे वर्किंग कैपिटल में स्टॉक का पोजीशन है 45.45%. वैसे दिस प्रपोजन डिफर्स फ्रॉम industry to industry, depends from firm to firm, within the same industry, but ideally we स्टैंडर्ड रेशियो हम 100% मानते हैं, जस्ट टू बिकॉज बट दिस डिपेंड्स. हम इसका कंक्लूजन परसेंटेज देख के नहीं निकाल सकते, बिकॉज बिजनेस टू बिजनेस दिस में वेरी, दिस में चेंज, डिफर. So this is the answer what we have got. Stock to working capital is 45.45% in this particular sum. That is our answer. With this sum is also done. So this is the sum. Now let us do one more sum. This is the sum in front of your screen. From this sum, what we will be doing is calculate balance sheet ratios from the following balance sheet. So what we will have to prepare? We will have to prepare current ratio, liquid ratio, working capital ratio. Now working capital ratio means what? स्टॉक टू वर्किंग कैपिटल मीन्स सिर्फ वर्किंग कैपिटल लिखा है तो डोंट गेट कंफ्यूज्ड, इट इज स्टॉक टू वर्किंग कैपिटल रेशियो. And proprietary ratio, debt equity ratio, capital gearing ratio. Only these 6 balance sheet ratios are there. So ये 6 balance sheet ratio जिसके ऊपर हमने काफी सम्स कर लिया है. Now let us do this sum where the balance sheet in vertical form is given. तो हमें कुछ भी अलग से कैलकुलेट करने की जरूरत नहीं है. सीधा सम. We have sources of fund. Here we have share capital, call scene arrear, we have shareholders fund. हमारे पास miscellaneous expenses and losses कुछ भी नहीं है. Borrowed fund is 1,30,000. Means everything is given directly. हमें सिर्फ फॉर्मूला मालूम होना चाहिए, तो हम लोग डायरेक्टली ये बैलेंस शीट फॉर्मेट से देख के हम हमारा सम कर लेंगे. So first one what we want, let's go to the first ratio. That is, we want to prepare the current ratio. First, what we want to prepare? We want to prepare the current ratio. Current ratio का formula है current asset divide by current liabilities. Current ratio divide by current liabilities. So let current asset, current ratio is equal to current asset divided by current liability. Now I want current asset, तो मुझे asset side में ही मिलेगा. Current asset देखो यहाँ पे total current asset दिया है. How much is total current asset? It is 1,70,000. तो मेरे को already amount मिल गया. Current liability is 40,000. Can you see this? Current asset is given here 1,70,000 and current liability is given here 40,000. So हमें क्या करना है? just substitute करना है. 1,70,000 is current asset and 40,000 is current liabilities. So just substitute, find out the answer, how much you are getting. 1,70,000. 1,70,000 divided by 40,000, we are getting 4.25:1. Now we can see that here current liabilities से current asset is very high. Standard ratio is 2:1. double current asset हो सकते हैं current liability के, तो हम बोलते हैं short term solvency position better है, but यहाँ पे तो बहुत ज्यादा high है. That is, our current ratio is very high. तो ऐसे सिचुएशन में हम बोलते हैं शॉर्ट टर्म सॉल्वेंसी पोजीशन इज वेरी हाई. शॉर्ट टर्म सॉल्वेंसी पोजीशन इज वेरी हायर. दैट मीन्स वेरी गुड लिक्विडिटी अंडर ट्रेडिंग पोजीशन, ऐसा बोल सकते हैं. तो नेक्स्ट रेशियो जो हमें फाइंड आउट करना है वो लिक्विड रेशियो है. लिक्विड रेशियो का फॉर्मूला है क्विक असेट डिवाइड बाय क्विक लायबिलिटीज. Quick assets divided by quick liabilities. So quick asset में हमारे पास क्या है? quick asset. See here directly quick asset is given. Quick asset हमें directly दिया हुआ है. Quick asset इधर कितना quick asset है ये directly दिया हुआ है. So quick asset is how much? 1,50,000. How much is quick liability? क्विक लाइबिलिटी में कुछ भी नॉन क्विक नहीं दिया, बैंक ओवरड्राफ्ट के बारे में कुछ भी नहीं दिया, तो लेट अस अज्यूम all the liability is quick liability. Let us here for a note we are assuming, because question में बैंक ओवरड्राफ्ट ऐसे अलग से नहीं दिया, तो all liabilities, बैंक ओवरड्राफ्ट है ही नहीं, assume कर लेते, all current liability are quick, all current liabilities are क्विक लाइबिलिटीज, इसमें कोई बैंक ओवरड्राफ्ट नहीं है, ऐसे ही मान लेते हैं बिकॉज बैंक ओवरड्राफ्ट अलग से दिया नहीं है. सो व्हाट आंसर यू आर गेटिंग, जस्ट गिव मी व्हाट आंसर यू आर गेटिंग. 1,50,000 divide by 40,000, we are getting 3.75:1. Here also 1:1 से ज्यादा है, आइडियल कैश ज्यादा है हमारे पास. 1:1 is the standard ratio, but we are having quick asset far higher than the quick liability. मतलब क्विक लाइबिलिटी को पे करने के लिए हमारे पास more than sufficient quick assets है. So इसके बाद we will go to the next one, which is stock to working capital ratio. Stock to working capital ratio. Only the formula we should know here better. इसका formula है stock divide by working capital into 100, because this is a percentage ratio. Stock कितना है जरा देख लेते हैं. How much is the stock? Let us see stock कितना है. Stock is 20,000. Can you see here? Stock is 20,000. So I've written stock 20,000. Stock is 20,000. How much is the working capital? Current asset minus current liability. Working capital also given in the question. How much is working capital? Can everyone see here? Working capital इधर दिया हुआ है, format दिया हुआ है, so no need to worry. Everything is given here. We just need to know the formula in a better way. We should know the formula, then this sum is not at all difficult. यहाँ पे इससे पहले sums में हमने सब calculate किया, यहाँ पे everything ready made is given. So how much you are getting? 20,000 divided by 1,30,000 into 100. We are getting 15.38%. ऐसे तो कोई स्टैंडर्ड रेशियो नहीं है, हम ही बोलते हैं अगर स्टैंडर्ड रखना है तो 100% से ज्यादा नहीं होना चाहिए. स्टॉक वर्किंग कैपिटल में दिस इज लेस एंड दिस डिपेंड्स अपॉन इंडस्ट्री टू इंडस्ट्री, बिजनेस टू बिजनेस. सो दिस इज द stock in the working capital. It is 15.38%. Now let us find out the proprietary ratio. Let us find out the proprietary ratio. Proprietary ratio का formula है shareholders fund and divide by total asset. Divide by total asset. Proprietary fund divided by total asset. Let us see how much is the proprietary fund or shareholders fund. ये क्वेश्चन में दिया देखो, shareholders fund, proprietor fund कितना है? It is 2,70,000. 2,70,000. It is 2,70,000. And how much? What is total asset? Total asset यहाँ पे मैं लिखती हूँ. Total assets is equal to fixed asset plus current asset. अगर इन्वेस्टमेंट अलग से दिया है तो वो भी ऐड करेंगे इधर, प्लस इन्वेस्टमेंट, ये तीनों को ऐड करेंगे तो हमें टोटल एसेट मिल जाएगा. सो लेट अस हियर सी हाउ मच इज इट. इज दैट यहाँ पे फिक्स एसेट है 2,70,000. फिक्स एसेट है 2,70,000. इन्वेस्टमेंट नील है, देयर इज नो इन्वेस्टमेंट. एंड टोटल करंट एसेट इज 1,70,000. टोटल करंट एसेट इज 1,70,000. सो कितना रहेगा? हाउ मच विल बी द टोटल एसेट? सी हियर, फिक्स एसेट इज 2,70,000. इन्वेस्टमेंट इज नील, है ही नहीं, एंड टोटल करंट एसेट इज 1,70,000. इसको ऐड करो, कितना आ रहा है? How much is this coming? 2,70,000 plus 1,70,000. It is coming to 4,40,000. Is it correct? Total asset इतना है 2,70,000. 2,70,000 is fixed asset and current asset is 1,70,000 given in the format investment कुछ है ही नहीं, तो डिवाइड कर देते हैं, टोटल एसेट से डिवाइड कर लेते हैं. This how much? 4,40,000 and this is a percentage ratio ना, तो into 100 होना चाहिए, तो इसको into 100 कर लेते हैं. So how much percentage we are getting? 2,70,000 divide by 4,40,000 into 100 which is 61.363. तो इसको 363 है ना, तो it will remain 36 only. तो standard ratio is 65%. 65% proprietors fund invested in total asset, we assume it to be a standard ratio, which is nearer to the standard ratio. 61.36% means 65% से close है. So proprietary ratio is nearer to the standard ratio. Proprietary ratio is close to the standard, means it's a good long-term solvency position, proper balance between own fund and borrowed fund. Now we will go to the next one, second last ratio, that is debt equity ratio. Debt equity ratio, इसका formula है borrowed fund divide by equity, मतलब shareholders fund. Shareholders fund. Now borrowed fund कितना है? Let us go to the question and see. Borrowed fund का total, borrowed fund में हमारे पास there is 6% debentures and उसका total 1,30,000 है, और shareholders fund में share capital है, then reserves and surplus है, which is 2,70,000. So 1,30,000 and 2,70,000. So we can substitute it. 1,30,000 divide by 2,70,000. Is it correct? 1,30,000 is borrowed fund, 2,70,000 is shareholders fund. तो हम इसको divide करते हैं. Let us see how much is the standard. Standard कितना हम, sorry, standard is 2:1, but actual ratio क्या आता है? 0.48:1, which is very less than the standard. This is standard is 2:1. डबल डेप्ट फंड हो सकता है borrowed फंड से, डेप्ट फंड हो सकता है इक्विटी फंड से, शेयर होल्डर्स फंड से. यहाँ पे हमें पता है there is a dependence, over dependence on शेयर होल्डर्स फंड, स्टैंडर्ड से कम है ना. नेक्स्ट वन इज द लास्ट रेशो, कैपिटल गियरिंग रेशो. कैपिटल गियरिंग रेशो का फॉर्मूला है borrowed fund plus preference share capital divide by shareholders fund minus preference share capital. Now let us first see preference borrowed fund तो हमें पता है 1,30,000, shareholders fund भी पता है 2,70,000. But now let us see how much is the preference share capital. Now when we look into the question, we can see there is no preference share capital given in the sum. In the question, preference share capital तो है ही नहीं, directly share capital दिया है. They have not disclosed the preference share capital. So preference share capital को nil लेके करना पड़ेगा. So यहाँ पे borrowed fund is 1,30,000 plus preference share capital is nil divide by shareholders fund is 2,70,000. ये previous debt equity ratio में ही हमें ये सब मिल गया. borrowed fund 1,30,000, शेयर होल्डर फंड 2,70,000. तो इसमें से माइनस करेंगे प्रेफरेंस शेयर कैपिटल विच इज नील, तो हमें सेम आंसर आ जाएगा. सेम आंसर आ जाएगा. डेब्ट इक्विटी रेशो का आंसर भी वी विल गेट द सेम एज capital gearing ratio का आंसर also we are getting the same as debt equity ratio. तो समझ लो that debt equity ratio and capital gearing ratio is almost same, but difference क्या, अगर preference share capital नहीं रहेगा question में तो debt equity and capital gearing का same ही आंसर आ जाएगा. Remember this point, if preference share capital is not given in the question, आपको debt equity ratio और capital gearing ratio का same आंसर आ जाएगा, because यहाँ पे preference share capital add करने के लिए minus करने के लिए है ही नहीं. So we got the same answer. With this sum is also done. With this I will end today's lecture. Thank you very much everyone.